Hey Elvis, what are you doing? Are you tired? Yeah? Did you have a good walk? Gonna make a video. You gonna join me? You gonna join me? Yes? Are you? Okay, let's go. Hello everyone and welcome to the latest episode of Book Time with Elvis with me, Mark, and another installment of a Sunday summary. You saw Elvis there at the beginning. He's looking a bit hot and bothered. It's quite, it's not so sunny, but it's quite muggy. And I suppose with his big fur coat, he's finding it a bit of a challenge. Certainly, I hope I'm going to survive until the end, having the fan turned off. So there we go. So yes, a Sunday summary. So I'm going to talk about what I've read, what I am reading, and what I will read, as well as the end of the Three Men in a Boat read along, and a small book haul. So there we go. Right, so what have I read? Well, we'll start with the Three Men in a Boat book read along. And, excuse me. So, me and a fantastic group of about 16 others read this together over the course of a week. A few of us, or a few of them, finished a little bit earlier. We did take 2 chapters a day, but owing to time differences and things, some people got a little bit ahead of themselves, and but it doesn't matter. It's all part of the fun. And I think I can safely say that everybody really enjoyed it. For me, it was at least the 10th time probably reading this, and I enjoyed it actually even more than before because I was able to read it with such a fantastic group of people. And there always seems to be something new in it, something just for me, it's just a fantastic book. It really is. And what it did was kind of introduce me more to Jerome K. Jerome. I'd never really read anything else. I had read many years ago the follow-up book to this, Three Men on the Bummel, but it didn't particularly stay with me in the same way that this did. So I have been reading more books by him. I've got one of those Delphi complete works, because most of his works are in the public domain. And I've talked about some of the others I read by him in previous videos. So currently at the moment I am reading, give me a second, I am reading Jerome K. Jerome, if you can see that, My Life and Times, and this is his autobiography, and it's really good and very interesting. He talks about his childhood in relative poverty, losing his parents from a fairly young age. He lost his father when he was 14 and his mother when he was 16, so he had to go out and work. And he didn't have a particularly easy start in life. I mean, he certainly wasn't at the bottom of the social rung, but he didn't have it as easy as people might think when they read things like Three Men in a Boat. He talks a lot, as I say, about his childhood, and then he kind of delves more into the times part of the book, and he talks a lot about social changes, technological advances. There's funny things about should women ride bicycles or not, how it was a big debate back in the day when the bicycles appeared, because he said some people use the argument that a woman's ankles should be known only to herself and God. He seems quite progressive and forward thinking, though. He doesn't seem to have a problem with women doing anything, and he actually says how nice it is to have them around, like in the office and things like that. And he talks, about how on one November morning in 1896, outside the Hotel Metropole, there were a strange gathering of vehicles, and they were known as automobiles and things like this. So yeah, and then he talks a lot about his love of the theatre and all the kind of celebrities he knew at the time. And that's, for some people, that might get a little bit dull because, of course, you know, many of them have faded and passed from our consciousness. Yeah, nobody alive today would know who they are, pretty much. One or two, maybe, that I had kind of heard of in passing. His fellow authors he talks about, he's very friendly with J.M. Barrie, the writer of Peter Pan. He knows of H.G. Wells, Conan Doyle, and among others. And it's kind of interesting to see, you know, these parts and things. He doesn't really talk much, which I understand, I suppose, given the times he was living in. The book was written not long before his death, at some point in the 1920s, and he doesn't talk much about his family life. He mentions the fact he has two daughters, and he mentions his wife a few times, but he doesn't talk about how he met her really, and that kind of thing. But you know, that's really understandable. But it's very good, and I would say even if you haven't read any of his works, it's still a book worth checking out, because it's kind of, I think, an important historical document really, because he's talking about the great changes in London and the world really during his life. You know, from the 1860s all the way through to the 1920s. I haven't finished it yet. I'm just over halfway through, so I'll tell you more about it if people are interested once I finish it. The other thing I'm still reading is, I'm ashamed to say, Northanger Abbey. It's not a big book, but it has taken a little bit of a backseat, which is wrong considering it is Jane Austen July. But July still has about another week to run, and I will definitely finish it, and I am enjoying it. The problem, you know, it's me, it's not you. So there we go. Right, and what I plan to read in the coming months, or the coming month rather, I have a buddy read with Matthew, formerly of Nightbird Books, Bottle Imp, oh, I can't remember, I do apologise, Matthew, I know you changed your channel name. Bottle Imp Books, maybe, yeah, of a Czech writer, Jakým Topol, and his book Silver City Sister, but I'm really looking forward to that. It will be a big challenge. The book apparently is quite hard even in Czech, so it would be interesting to give that a go in English. I have a buddy read of, or group read rather, of Herodotus with a good bunch of people as well, which we will be doing. And of course, if you would like to join, of course you're still able to just comment below if you're interested. And is that it? I have a few others coming up later in the next couple of months, but I'll talk about those nearer the time. And what else was I going to say? You see, this is why normally I write everything down, but I thought, oh, it'd be a quick one, I'll remember everything, and of course I don't. Yes. All right, well, it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, I was going to say thank you very much to everybody who's commented on my 300 subscribers, 100 videos video that I made, and you know, I will certainly make a video next week answering your questions. If you do have, if anyone's watching this and hasn't seen that video, feel free then to join in the Q&A and ask me some questions. I will be happy to answer them if you would like to ask them. Yes. Oh yeah, the other thing I'm doing, so I'm doing this Freebie Fridays thing where I'm kind of going through books in the public domain, and I'm going to try and review them, and each Friday I'm going to try and put out a video talking about one or two or more, however many I can read, I suppose, books in that week that are free, and whether or not it's worth checking them out. Okay, so the last part of this video, gosh, it's almost at 10 minutes already, but the last part of this video is just a small book haul, because I did get a couple of weeks ago a few books. Probably some of them will be known to you already, they're not particularly new. One I've seen around, which I've been meaning to read for many years, is this graphic novel Persepolis, which I think looks really good, and I've certainly seen other people enjoy it, and I think it would be right up my street. And then I wanted to get a few Czech books to read. So I got 3 by a Czech writer I like called Bohumil Hrabal. One is Closely Observed Trains, very thin book there. To my American friends, it's probably Closely Watched Trains. I don't know why they have to change that. I'm sure Americans know what observed means, or likewise English people know what watched means, but there we go. And I will look forward to talking about that. I might do a special on Hrabal because I have quite a few of his books to read. I have Mr. Kafka and Other Tales. Nice cover there. So this is just a collection of short stories by Hrabal. And then I have one that I'm a little bit worried about because I bought it solely on the fact that Hrabal's usually quite humorous, and I thought this would be maybe nice to get for a friend of mine because she likes cats, and I thought I would read it myself first and then send it to her if it would be of interest. And this is Bohumil Hrabal's All My Cats, and it looks like it's cute and nice, but in fact it is not. It is all about his cottage and these cats, and he loves them. He loves them obsessively. They drive him insane, and then apparently there is some horrific incidents involving them. So yeah, I'm a bit concerned about that, but I will probably still read it anyway. Then I got this nice book by Ivan Klima, another Czech writer, called Love and Garbage, and this seems to me very interesting. It's a writer who's writing an essay on Franz Kafka, and he kind of abandons it to go and work in the streets as a road sweeper, and he just kind of comments on the social situation and relationship between people in Prague during the communist era. And then the last one is one I really would like to read, even maybe as a possible buddy read, which is Evelyn Waugh's Scoop, which is kind of a funny story about journalism. I believe somebody goes to the wrong place and then has to kind of fake reports about it. So I'm really looking forward to that one as well. So I believe that's it for today. As I said, please, if you would like to join the Q&A and ask some questions, you can either leave a comment here or put a comment in the video that I made especially for that. Certainly I would be happy to answer anything. So I wish you all a fantastic rest of the weekend, and look forward very much to the next time we meet. So everybody, thank you very much, take care, and see you soon. Bye bye.